Hello and welcome back to another video. This problem, we're given this set, which is the length of a bunch of fish in inches. And we're asked, of the mean, the median, and the range, which would change the most if we got rid of this fish, the 24-inch fish. So the mean is going to be the most difficult to figure out, but if we just look at the median and the range is going to go from since the range is the difference between the largest and the smallest, before the 24-inch is removed, the difference between the largest and the smallest is 24 minus 8, which is 16. And then once you get rid of it, the largest is now 16, and the smallest is still 8. So it goes from 16 to 8, so it changes 8 inches. Now these fish are lined up in increasing order. So we can do the method of finding the median, where we just go in from both sides, crossing off until we reach the center value, which is 12. And so that's before we get rid of the 24. And if after we get rid of the 24, let's say this term doesn't even exist now, when we're going in, we're only starting from 1 over. So it's only going to move this 1 over to this way or 1 over to that way at the most. So the most it could possibly change it is from 12 to 12 or 12 to 12 the other way. So it's going from 12 to 12, so it's changing 0 inches, right? If you need a visualization of that, we can start at 16 and I'll just cross it the other way to make sure you can see it different ways. So we go from 12, 8, 16, and going in, again, it's better to do this not wasting time when you're running out of time on a test, but you get down to this 12 and this 12, and when the median closes in on two values, you take their average, which is 12 over 12 plus 2, which is 12. So again, it's not changing at all. And then the mean is a little bit more difficult to just look at it and understand right away. What you could do is, this is in the calculator section, you could just say, okay, 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9, and so on, add up all the inches, so you have the total inches, whatever that comes out to be, and you divide it by 21, since that's the number of fish, and then you subtract 24, and then you have the new inches, divided by 20 fish, since there's now 20 because you got rid of the previous one. Or you could say, okay, let's assume, since we have a pretty even spread of data, right? The 24 is a little bit weird because it's so much bigger than the rest, but relatively even. We can say, okay, the mean is probably somewhere close to the median. It's probably somewhere close to 12, okay? So if we have, let's just say it's 12 times 21, over 21, this is how you would calculate the total inches divided by the number of fish, right? And this obviously comes out to 12 because we said we're guessing that it's going to be roughly 12. Now, if you say, okay, let's say the rest of them, 12 times 21 minus 24, again, so this is the previous number of total inches minus 24 to get your new inches over 20, then we have 12 times 21, doing the multiplication here, is 252 minus 24, it's going to give you 228 over 20, which is going to be 11.4. So we don't know that we're starting with 12 inches. But if it's anywhere close to 12, then the difference by getting rid of the 24 is going to be roughly the same. And the difference is going from 12 to 11.4, so it's changing 0.6, right? If the mean was actually 13 or 14 or 15, okay, it wouldn't be exactly 0.6, but it would be close. If it was actually 11, 10, 9, same sort of thing, it wouldn't be exactly 0.6, but you're not going to get anywhere near 8. So that's why you can say pretty confidently, without actually doing the calculations, right? Obviously, in explaining it right here, this took a lot longer than it would have actually been to do the calculations. But when you're doing the test, you don't want to say, okay, let me take 8 plus 9 plus 9 and so on. You just want to think about it conceptually, which of these is going to change the most, right? And getting rid of this and cutting the range in half is going to change way more than the average of all these terms and then just getting rid of one, right? Or the median, where you're closing in on one value and then you just get rid of one at the end. So the mean, not going to change that much. The median, not going to change at all. The range is going to change by 8 inches, so the range is going to change the most out of the three.